Welcome to my first review of my new YT Izzo Core 3 full suspension mountain bike. I've had this bike for a couple months now, and I wanted to give you some of my initial thoughts. I've ridden a pretty diverse number of trails, including some downhill, flow trail, jump lines, and XC, so I feel pretty comfortable giving my opinion so far. The YT Izzo Core 3 is based around a full carbon fiber frame, both the front and rear triangles, making it very light at 29.5 pounds. It also has internal cable routing, which gives it a nice look and protects the cables. To get into some of the components, the fork is a Fox 34 Performance Elite. I haven't played around with this too much other than the initial setup, but I was worried about the 130mm travel not being enough, especially on some of the rougher downhill I ride from time to time. But it honestly felt really good, and I didn't think it was lacking in any way. When I get out to ride Pisgah some more, we'll see, but I'm not worried at all about at least giving it some of those gnarly trails a shot. The rear shock is the Fox Float DPS Performance Elite, and again, I set this up initially with 20% sag and have been riding it as is. It also has 130mm of travel, so same as the fork. One thing that I really like is that you can fully lock this shock out, making it completely solid, which is really nice for those gravel climbs. One interesting thing with the suspension is it has this flip chip feature, which allows you to adjust the head and seat tube angle and drop the bottom bracket height. I've been riding it in the higher position, but I am looking forward to trying it in the lower position as well. The Core 3 comes with a Sram GX Eagle drivetrain. Definitely no complaints here. This bike is great for climbs, and the geometry in general makes this a very pedally bike, whether you're standing or sitting. It's just really fast compared to some of the other bikes I've ridden. So obviously the SRAM drivetrain is great, but it also comes with the SRAM G2 brakes, and after owning several bikes with SRAM brake components, I'm just waiting for something to go wrong here. That being said, as of right now, no issues with the brake performance. The thing I don't like is the integrated mounts for the shifter and dropper post lever. I already ordered the separate mount so I can at least get my dropper lever off the brake lever. I like to run this super low, and there just isn't enough room to get it where I want on the brake lever. The handlebars and stem are race face with ODI grips. I'm honestly not picky in this area, but it all feels real comfortable to me. The seat is also plenty comfortable, but the dropper post is one area I'm going to improve as well. The medium Izzo Core 3 comes with a 125mm travel dropper post, and this just isn't enough for me. I like to run my seat low so I can get it out of the way on downhills and jumps. I know this bike isn't really for jumping, but I do ride bike parks pretty often, and the seat height right now, even in the lowest position, definitely interferes. So I'm a little concerned with the seat tube height in general, so I have some more testing to do here. On the flip side, in the raised position, it's still a little low for me while doing my climbs, so I will be switching to a longer travel dropper post. And when it comes to the seat post clamp, I know it looks cleaner this way, but I would honestly like a quick release clamp so it would be easier to make seat height adjustments without a tool. And then we have the wheel set, which is a DT Swiss M1900 spline wheel set. Very solid wheels. There's not really much else I can say about them. The tires, on the other hand, I know are a little bit up for debate among Izzo riders, but I honestly really like them. My first ride in DuPont included some trails that can get very loose, especially when it's dry, and it was very dry that day. And I felt so comfortable compared to other rides as far as the bike holding in all the corners and everything. I haven't switched over to tubeless yet, but when I do, I plan on keeping these tires because I think they've performed very well. So overall, there are a few things I want to change on the bike, including the dropper lever placement, dropper post travel, and the tubeless conversion. But that being said, this is a very fun bike. I really love how fast it is. I even broke some personal records on my climbs already, and the geometry for pedaling downhill is amazing. Coming from my old bike, a Diamondback release with 27.5 wheels, it just feels amazing comparatively. I may eventually give myself a little bit more travel up front, but as of right now, I won't have any hesitancy when it comes to taking this out on any mountain trail in my area. I'm not a fan of this bike for bike parks, but I have a feeling if I flip that suspension, I will get myself lower and have a bike that is much more fun for some jumps. If you're interested in a follow-up in a couple months when I get some more time on the bike, please let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.